Hey mamas, I have heard from so many mothers this week how bothered they are and worried that they're not feeling as grateful for their amazing lives that they feel that they should be. They're not feeling like they're having fun. They're not feeling like they're enjoying the amazing things that there are in their life, which is obviously causing them guilt, shame, and they don't understand why they're not feeling more grateful for what they have. So I want to talk today about your inner child and how it is impossible to enjoy your life, to feel happy, to want to play, to be more fun if your inner child doesn't feel safe. So, as I've said in other videos, your inner child is the energy of your little girl that you hold whatever your age. So we all carry the energy of our inner children, whatever our age. And when our inner child is not feeling safe or validated or loved, then she will play up. So when we are feeling anxious or scared or worried, this is our inner child. It's not your adult self that is feeling these things, it's your inner child. So your inner child is coming to the fore and she's the one that's in charge. If she's in charge, then obviously there's no room for fun or enjoyment. So what we want to do is soothe our inner child. We want to, first of all, be aware when it's our inner child that is in control. And you can tell because the reactions that you have to things, to the triggers in your everyday life that make you feel angry or sad or disappointed or frustrated, if your reaction is disproportionate to what has actually happened in real life, then you are being taken into your little girl. And basically your little girl's having a tantrum. So you're having a tantrum and you know that. You know that because the way that you react, you might stamp your feet, you might hit your hand on the table. And you can feel that the energy's one that's not in control. And that's because a child having a tantrum isn't in control, right? So I want to really reinforce that if we haven't done the work to soothe our inner child, she will be triggered by the stuff that reminds her of her childhood. The triggers that remind her of the wounds from her childhood that have not yet been healed, that have not yet been processed. Children can't process things in the way that adults do. They're not psychologically evolved enough to do so. So when they feel big feelings, these feelings are too much for them. They can't process them at the time. They store them, they put them away. But as an adult, we absolutely have to go back to these challenging episodes from our childhood because these feelings haven't gone away. They just stay there festering and they'll end up as burnout, illness, or depression. So when something in our external lives triggers us and takes us back to how we felt as a child when we were experiencing these challenging episodes, we have a tantrum. So it's really important to understand when your reaction is disproportionate to what has happened. Then you know that it's your little girl that is in charge, not your adult self, and then we soothe her. We reassure her that even though her feelings are valid, that her tantrum is valid because at the time when she was experiencing this first experience of these big emotions, that is exactly how she should have felt. So we validate that that's normal, but we tell her that it's not the same, that this experience in your real life as an adult isn't the same as when she was a child. She had to go through that all by herself as a child, and that was a big deal, like really big deal. Now, as adults, we are with her. Children shouldn't have to deal with really, really big experiences. Of course they do. It's what life is made up of, curveballs. And she was alone at the time. But now you're an adult and you're with her. Children should be the ones that are playing. So we say, we are in charge now. You no longer need to feel responsible and in charge for what happened because that's what makes them feel overwhelmed. So we do that by connecting to our inner child, reassuring her, telling her that we love her and that she's never going to be alone again. She's never going to be alone again because we're here. So it's a step-by-step process, but it's one that will absolutely turn your life around because when you feel safe, when your inner child feels safe, then there is room for joy and for fun and for gratitude and for living life in the way that you're meant to. So if you are feeling like there is no room in you to have joy, to be fun, if you feel like daddy's the fun one and you're the one that's just making excuses for why you shouldn't do something because chores actually just feel easier than having fun and playing, that is because your child doesn't feel safe. So think about why your child might not be feeling safe. Think about what kind of experiences that have made her feel unsafe you haven't yet processed, and soothe her through them. Understand that the trigger is taking you back to that early episode. And that episode doesn't have to be something really traumatic. It's something that's traumatic to a child, which is very different to what's traumatic as an adult. So I'm talking being locked in the loo and not being able to get out. I'm talking being lost in a supermarket and not knowing where anyone is. Or things that are more subtle, like not having your feelings validated as a child, being told that that's enough, you've cried enough, stop it now, or don't be angry, that's not ladylike, or whatever it was, being given a reason why your feelings were not valid and being made to feel like you were wrong. So all of these things will contribute to making your child feel unsafe, especially if you were brought up in a household which was volatile and unpredictable. If your parents' moods were unpredictable, that's a really, really big one. So I hope that helps. I know that if your child is safe, you're going to feel this fun again, and children love it. Our actual children love it if we can join in and have fun. So it's absolutely worth it. If you want help with this process, please reach out. You can either send me a DM on Instagram. My handle is @LaviniaBrownCoaching, or else send me a message on my website, laviniabrown.com. I'm here for you. Lots more tips and tools on my website on the blog and vlog page. Lots of love.